Okay, so I finally had some free time and finished watching the new Myriad Celestia trailer, Fables About the Stars, Part 2. And oh boy, I have a lot of thoughts. Too many, in fact. This trailer is crazy and the implications could affect the entire Honkai Universe, not just the story of Honkai Star Rail. So I wanted to make this short video to express some of my thoughts and theories about how the story of Amphoreus will unfold and also how this could affect the future story in Honkai Impact 3rd. Yes, you heard me right. So keep in mind that this is not a regular video, it's more of a first impressions of sorts, where I go through some of my thoughts. Some things are very undercooked, but I am hyped and I felt the need to express myself. First of all, this trailer serves as a preview to what's to come, and that's a war among the eons that will affect the entire universe, not just a specific world. We even see images from worlds that we already know, like Yarilo 6, and if you remember, back in Penacony, Sampo mentioned that a disaster will befall on Belobog. Also, we learned that the center of this war is Nanook and their Lord Ravagers, whose ultimate goal is revealed to be the destruction of other paths and eons. Second of all, we are finally introduced to all Lord Ravagers, and oh boy, they are really cool. By the look of it, each Lord Ravager is targeting a specific path that they want to destroy, and each has a specific method that they engage in with the art of destruction. We have Asat Pramad, who is in charge of destroying Elation. Oh, and keep in mind that most of this information here is based on the speculation of several factions or other people in game, so they might not be true. We all know that Hoyo loves using the unreliable narrator, so things might turn out to be different in the future. Zephyro, who looks like the coolest among all the Lord Ravagers to me, targets Nihility, and I'm sure that their story will somehow tie to Acheron. I mean, in a way, it already is because of Ternan. Anyway, Void Archives, Selenova, who is revealed to be a Lord Ravager created by Nanook themselves from one of the Eternal Centurions, who are basically the emanators of Harmony, the big giant mecha things like the one we fought in Penacony, controlled by Sunday. And as you might have guessed, that's right, Selenova is after the Harmony. They are also theorized to be behind the creation of the Stellarans. Luxbane, who is the name of the Lord Ravager previously known as the Sun Devourer, and we'll talk about them later. An interesting thing about Luxbane is that they seem to go after one of two paths or maybe both, which are Voracity and Permanence. Archforger, who is another new name we just learned, is theorized to go after the Preservation. Our old friend Fantilia, who, no surprise here, is after the Hun. And lastly, the star of the show, Iron Tomb, who is after the Erudition. Now, after watching the 3.4 developer livestream, I was very sure that Phainon might be Sun Devourer, since, his entire character is themed around the sun, so it was a pretty reasonable take to me. But after this video I am set on the idea that Lygus wants to awaken Phainon as Iron Tomb. And we even hear the other Lord Ravagers talking in the trailer that after Iron Tomb will awaken, the Erudition will die. Or at least that's what is supposed to happen, and that's what I would believe if there was just this trailer. But to me, the biggest piece of the puzzle that wasn't even shown in the trailer is Sirene. Or Sirene, that's how they pronounced the name in the game, I don't know. It sounds weird to me, I still prefer Sirene, but whatever. Her appearance at the end of 3.3 was very sus, implying that she is somehow involved with Lygus in this entire madness. Now, let's look back at Honkai Impact 3rd and what Elysia did. Elysia is the one responsible for freeing Hershers from the control of the Cocoon of Finality, allowing them to fight against the Honkai itself. Well, if we parallel Nanook to the Cocoon and the Lord Ravagers to Hershers, I think that Sirene's sacrifice at the end of Amphoreus will result in Phainon being reborn as a Lord Ravager that isn't bound by its mission, which would normally be going after Erudition, and will fight against destruction instead as an ally. It makes perfect sense and it would be the perfect thing to do as an Elysia variant. Now, let's talk about the other theory I have based on this video. Okay, it's less of a theory and more like a speculation, call it whatever. Before we begin, spoiler warning for Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2, Chapter 9, which as of the moment of making this video is not out yet on global. So if you don't want to be spoiled, please come back after you play it. Remember Sun Devourer? They are set to go after the permanence or voracity or both. And as a coincidence, we learn in the latest Honkai Impact 3rd chapter that a scion of Long is on Mars, Naralab. Long is set to be gone, but the path of permanence still exists. So if Long is gone, who's the next target that Luxbane will go after? Well, I assume it's science. We already hear about two scions of Long in Honkai Impact 3rd, the Calamity Dragon that granted Senadina's planet immortality, and Naralab, who is technically dead but reincarnated as Nana, and we also have Coralie, who uses the power of permanence now. So, maybe, just maybe, Luxbane will become one of the main antagonists in Honkai Impact 3rd. Just an idea. So yeah, that's it. Sorry if I missed something, I made this video in a hurry, but let me know what you think. Homu out!